I didn't think to start filming this until now, but here's the TRS-80 Model 4 that my brother and his friend picked up from his late uncle's house. And this thing was pretty filthy. It was very, very covered in a lot of dirt, probably feces and urine and who knows what else. It was inside of a house, but there was a lot of humidity in there. It's not as bad as my terminal, so I think it'll clean up pretty nice. See, the board is actually in fairly decent shape. Whenever I was taking it apart, I noticed some of the screws on the bottom were loose or missing, and even though they were loose, they were very rusted up. So I think someone's actually been in this one before, so who knows what was wrong with it beforehand. So this would be kind of interesting. See, the power supply looks pretty clean, all things considered, compared to what I've seen. They'd also picked up this nice little 2-meter Kenwood all-mode transceiver. I think these things only push about 10 watts on the output, but would be fun for trying to do some single sideband out in the field or something. Make a nice little go box. Unfortunately, all the screws in the panels are missing. There's holes drilled in it where it looks like someone was trying to tune it. Some there, and on the bottom. It looks pretty clean on the inside, but it's there's some kind of modification there that somebody put in there. Maybe a retrofit or something. I don't know. I don't know much about these Kenwoods. I mean, I've modified radios before, but the Kenwood, as long as I can find schematics, I could probably get it tuned back up. So I found an old Sony Watchman, some television. Looks like homemade television filters, TV antennas. There's a Yagi over there as well somewhere. A sound blaster, and then this paint can thing. Oh, another FM transceiver. Old basic guy. This paint can has a. It's been turned into a RF load, or no, it was bought as an RF load. It's a Heath kit. Okay, I didn't notice it at first. It was so rusted up. Yeah, if I could clean that up, that might be useful. Refill it with some mineral oil. Feels kind of empty right now. Oh, here's the floppy drives. Kind of dirty on the top one, and the bottom one's fairly clean. Also looks like they were managed to find the a lot of the discs that may have gone to this guy. And it looks like something, microchips in this case or something. I saw pictures that he'd show me of this case. I didn't know what was in it. Let me see if I can get it open. Oh, look at that. Collection of microprocessors and some other stuff. This looks like some very early chips. Few 386s. That's probably a 486, but there's no markings on it. Some AMD stuff. What's that guy? 8055. Yeah, pretty cool. That's nothing on that one. Neat little collection there. Seems a little vinegar works pretty good for getting all the old dirt grime off. It really dissolves the iron oxides. Unfortunately, they never found the nameplate whenever they were pulling this out. Before I inadvertently scrub off all the markings, I went ahead and took good pictures. If it wasn't this filthy on the bottom, or it didn't come out of that environment, I probably wouldn't bother scrubbing the bottom with soap and vinegar and stuff, but this thing, it smells like rats. It's got to get clean. You can make reproduction labels later. Keyboard's turning out pretty good too. You can kind of see the 64K RAM placard on there. Little orange reset button. Okay, I've got it dried off now, and I'm pretty sure I've got the meter hooked up to what I think is the 5V, along with a little load lamp, just a little 5W, 12V lamp. It won't run at a full 5 watts on 5V, but it will provide some load to the power supply. And I'm just going to set it up here. I'm going to set the camera to the side. I don't have a tripod on me right now, so I'll try to hold it steady while I plug this in. And, or you know what, I could just use like a power strip. Alright, power strip's hooked up, and there we go. There's the first power on. Don't see nothing. We might have a bad fuse or something somewhere. I turned my switch on. There goes the dog. Maybe I don't have the switch on. Hang on, let me try toggling it. Maybe that's on. Here we go. Nothing. Nada. Noticed this cracked reefa capacitor. Is that how you pronounce it? We'll see if that goes up in smoke. I didn't see any yet. Didn't see any signs of life. Maybe my switch is bad. I don't know. So that should be on the on position. Let's go ahead and just plug it in, turn it on, and you know, my cord here's plug here is actually pretty corroded. Oh, come on, focus. Anyways, so maybe that's part of my problem. All right, here we go. Ooh, Sparkies. Did you see that? I saw something. Might have been from that smaller capacitor there. Come on, focus. Fuse is not blown. Try it again. Nothing. I don't hear a peep from it. I'm going to let this power supply soak in some vinegar water some more, or for the first time actually. It still stinks pretty bad of rats, and that's a smell that I'm not fond of at all and will not tolerate. Once this thing heats up, it's going to smell really, really bad. It's going to be very, very prominent. It's also got a lot of corrosion in areas, and I want to try to get as much of that off as possible. Alright, test run number 2. We've got those capacitors removed. The board was cleaned a little more. And I fixed up some broken solder joints that I could find on there that were obvious. Let's see what happens. It's on. Nothing. I flipped the board upside down and started trying to check voltages, and as soon as I flipped the switch on, there was a nice blue spark, and this little MOT, or whatever this little guy is that's in series with the power, has now got a nice silvery coating next to it on the circuit board. So I think that might be my culprit there. It's possible when those reefa capacitors failed, it took out this little guy with it, and then from me wiggling it around, it temporarily came back to life, or just totally failed. I've got a new whatever, positive thermal coefficient resistor in there. I've got my test load and meter hooked up to the DC side. Let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1. It's on. Hey! 4.79 volts. See, seems a little low, but it's probably because it's not pulling any load on anything else. I don't see or smell anything. Let me try the other voltage rails, and we'll see what we get. I think this might be the 12 volt rail. Let's see. Yep, 10.38. It's a little bit low, but what can you expect? What's this one here? This one I think is probably 15 volts. It goes to the CRT. Oh, it's also 12 volts. Okay, cool. Well, without further ado, let's put everything together and hook it up. And assembly on its side, it's all hooked up. I've got a ground hooked up as well. I've been bitten by improperly grounded cathode ray tube boards. It's not fun. And safety's off, switch is off. Without further ado, let's see what happens. Safety on and power on. Now, I hear a horizontal scan, and we've got a green tube. Ooh, look at that. It's a green tube. Those are pretty. Well, we know our CRT circuit works. Let's see. I didn't hear anything from the buzzer. Let's see if our adjustments work. That doesn't seem to do any. Oh, there we go. Well, at least we have a raster. A nice bright tube. Real pretty phosphor. It's much more of a vibrant green in real life. It kind of looks washed out. That one doesn't seem to do anything. That must be a contrast or something. I don't see anything else though. I wonder if I only just washed the board off, dried it, and then let it heat soak for a while. I probably need to at the very least go through and reseat all of the socketed chips. But that'll be for the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.